My name is Corina, and I am the one-woman show behind the Bohemian Festival and bridal accessory line Wild and Free Jewelry. I make everything out of my home in Santa Barbara, California, and for the last 8 years, this has been my little creative baby. But for the last 4 years, it's been my full-time job and my career. Well, I can tell you at first it started as sort of an obsession with that Thoreau quote, "All good things are wild and free," and it kind of branched out from there. And what's really interesting about the name is that it actually tied in a lot more to my identity than I thought in the beginning, because so much of who I am and what I love to do and what inspires me is being out in nature and watching the sunset and just like being away from screens and completely losing myself in the moment of the landscape and my natural surroundings. And so throughout the years, that's become a huge component of what I do, and most of my shoots are out in like my favorite areas in Santa Barbara. And a lot of what inspires me are just things I see in nature, like flowers and butterflies and the ocean waves, and just things that bring me this really calming center. So Wild and Free Jewelry started on a whim. I didn't really know what I was doing. I knew I loved being creative and I knew I loved taking photos. And one day I just decided to make an Etsy, and that was before pretty much no one knew what Etsy was. I remember having to explain it to my friends and be like, oh, it's kind of like eBay, but for handmade items. And it was such a foreign concept at the time, but I made one anyways, and within my first 4 days, I had my first sale. And I remember how excited I got. Just like being able to package something up that I made and then send it somewhere in the world was this crazy rush. And I still think that now I'm addicted to that feeling because I love it so much. And I just love being able to connect with someone across the world and send them something that I made with my hands and just know that they're gonna wear it and love it. I spent a lot of time juggling multiple things throughout the beginning years of Wild and Free Jewelry. I was in college, like I said, and I also had a full-time job. So basically any moment I had where I could get my hands on anything I could make, I just did it in my spare time. I felt like I was just non-stop working 24/7, and it was amazing because it taught me so much. But there's definitely this period of time where, as a college student and as a business owner, I was probably on like peak level stress. Then I got to graduation and school was over, and I just felt like that was a really defining moment for me. Like I could decide if I wanted to do this, or I could just leave it in the dust and go get a regular career. I thought about it and I listened to my instincts, and that was just to go for it. A lot of that was me just realizing that the story I'd been told my whole life about an artist succeeding, like when I was a little kid, people would ask me what I wanted to be, and I'd say, like, I want to be an artist when I grew up. And so many adults were like, okay, good luck with that. Like, yeah, right. And so I had this narrative in my head that I couldn't be an artist and that it'd be too hard and that I shouldn't even try and I should just get a safe job. When I got done with college, I just realized this was my moment to decide, and I decided that I wanted to take a risk and just see what happened, because why not? Once everything really started falling into place, I realized that a large part of why I create and what I do is because I want to inspire people to be themselves and to be happy and to follow what makes them feel super alive and excited about life. For me, it's been creating and connecting with people and just sharing that side of myself. And I feel like I've been so fortunate to experience it, and seriously, every day I feel like I'm living inside of a dream or something. So my dream client, it's an interesting question because I actually don't know if I've thought about it before, and I don't think my dream client is someone specific. I think it's more so a type of person. I would say my dream client is someone that just wholeheartedly is themselves, like wants to express themselves in any way and just feels really good about that. I love when I get to connect with girls or boys who just love dressing like over the top and feel really confident in doing that, and you can tell that when they wear something, it is who they are and they're like showing you part of themselves. In that respect, I love having clients like that, like people that just really are confident, and their confidence is contagious. Or even if they're not that confident, maybe they put something on and it makes them confident, and they develop this sort of like air about them where all of a sudden it seems like they're floating and they're magic. I think I love almost every part, which is probably why I still do everything alone. But I definitely think top 5 would be like photographing. Photography has always been one of my favorite things to do, and now it's really like in my job description and what I do every day, and I love that because I just love being behind and in front of the camera, which is why I actually use a tripod to shoot all my own photos of myself for my feed on Instagram, or like some of the pictures on my website where I'm modeling jackets or butterfly clips, and that whole process really helps center me and like makes me feel really aligned. Of course, I love designing things and making with my hands. Like I love sewing jackets and like getting every piece just right and taking a lot of different materials from all over the world and putting them together on one piece that is wearable, and then seeing it finished and trying it on and wearing it outside to watch the sunset. It's all just honestly like everything I really like, and maybe some things I didn't like necessarily a lot at first, but throughout the years I've just grown to love every part of it. I realized I said top 5 and I only said 2, so I guess other 3 things that I absolutely love would be talking to customers or just individuals on Instagram. I think connecting with people on that platform is super fun, and I think I have like a lot of cool internet friends that we chat back and forth, and it's really fun just to feel like I'm creating this community and we all like the same things, and we can talk about like a cool sunset we saw, or like some customers send me cool outfits they style with my designs and they're like in India or something, and it's so awesome. Michelle, I'm talking about you. And honestly, it's just been like an amazing experience overall. So basically, photography, making things, Instagram chats with customers, and just Insta friends. And then having a lot of alone time has been really awesome, and that's a huge part of my component as well. I used to be someone that really didn't like being alone, and it was hard for me to sit with myself because I felt like a lot of negative energy towards myself. And now I look forward to those times to get to be alone, and it feels really awesome to just sit there and be with myself and think about the things I want to do, because I kind of feel like my own best friend sometimes, which is like a really nice and welcoming feeling, and this whole creative process has given me that. My 5th favorite part of the process is that I really just enjoy how it's helped me realize how to be present. I didn't know a lot about that before I started this, and owning a business and making things myself and just being really in the flow of that creative movement and thought process has taught me a lot about being present and letting go of stress or things where my mind starts to wander, because I do have like a really overactive mind. Just being able to have the opportunity to sit with myself and learn to be present has been just one of the biggest gifts I've experienced so far in life. As I said, my name is Corina, and my line and creative baby is Wild and Free Jewelry. Bye!